Twitch and YouTube to the Soyboy Gamer stream. Got a special one for you today. So it's been a while, and I've been playing a lot of Remnant 2 recently. And this build I just got back into this game. This build, I think, pretty much carried me through my Apocalypse playthrough back in the day when this game first came out. You can see the, there we go, proof that I've beaten Apocalypse. And I think I used a build pretty similar to this one. It's the Root Doctor. I think it originally came out, I want to say it was like Sheen Shots, or, I think he might have been the first one to put this out. I can't remember when the game first came out. Still goated, still very viable. Essentially, you've got Medic and Summoner, and Healing Shield is kind of your oh shit button. This Reaver is definitely the best minion for the Summoner. And let me pull my stream up on the manager real quick, just in case anybody jumps in the chat. But what I want to do is just walk you through the build really quick, and then go through maybe a run through of like Gauntlet. Essentially just all Leto's armor with this dull steel ring. I think the original build had like lighter armor, so you don't need to use a ring slot, but I like having heavy armor. Also, the Zero Divide Amulet is maybe a controversial pick for this build, but I think I just use it for every build. I'm kind of dependent on it. I like shooting forever. Seal of the Empress and Ring of Robust for the health and armor, which is really important for this build. Burden of the Divine is going to let you heal your Reaver. If you're playing multiplayer, you can heal your buddies as well. And then these are, weapons are pretty flex, to be honest. Like Nebula with Harmonizer is just good. Nanoswarm, like it puts the acid, the corroded on enemies, and that's just excellent. Atom Splitter with Steadfast. You can also, what I like is the shield mod on this too, that gives you shield, but for this build you don't really want shield, and I'll explain as we're kind of playing. But Atom Split, again, like, it doesn't matter what you're using for your guns really. The main thing is the rings, your classes, armor, and then you got to have Resonating Heart. You have to have Resonating Heart. So and again, I'll probably explain as we play. The Bone Saw, I just like this gun. I think if you're gonna play higher difficulty, like if you're gonna go with Apocalypse, like you probably honestly want like the Bulldog. And I'm using this Song of Aether because it's like meta. You can definitely use other stuff. Firestorm is great, but obviously there's a little more risk of accidentally killing yourself with this. If you remember to use your relics, it won't kill you. But if you forget to use your relic, and you pop this, your odds of dying are pretty high. Also, you can use defrag, overflow, hot shot, or corrosive, depending on kind of build dependent. I don't know. I'm just using Aether, Song of Aether, because it's again, I'm just being as risk averse as possible. This is an endgame build, so it's going to help you run through Gauntlet pretty easily. Oh yeah, real quick, traits, Fortify, gotta have it. Every build should probably have that. Regrowth is great for the health regen. Fortify for the armor. Triage, because you're gonna be healing constantly. Vigor, you gotta have as much health as possible. It's really important. These are just automatic. Bloodstream, there's for gray health regen, just as much health and health regen as possible. The summon, this is going to help your summon tank some of that damage, which is nice. Blood Bond. Bark Skin for damage reduction. Again, we're just being as tanky as possible. Recovery is just what I did with my extra points that I didn't know what to put in anything else. And Stamina Regen is nice. And then Rugged to make that summon nice and beefy, right? Shade Skin for elemental damage reduction, just more damage reduction. And Siphoner for lifesteal. You get the idea. Health and health recovery, healing, and then making your summon, as viable as possible. Oh yeah, I explained Dull Steel Ring. You don't really have to roll with this build, to be honest, but I like rolling, and sometimes you can be in a sticky spot, and it's just nice to be able to roll. Fragment is like a new, obviously everybody knows it's a new system that came out with the DLC, I think, the last DLC, Dark Horizon, and the build really doesn't need a prism, but I'm currently working on a prism. You can see I'm pretty soon I'm probably gonna be hitting some fusions, and again, just going for tankiness, health, armor, damage reduction, stuff like that, and then slotting the fragments in accordingly as well. Again, like building your prison, there's tons of videos on how to build the prison, but this build will help you grind that XP in order to build it. So I'm not doing an Apocalypse campaign run because Apocalypse is a pain. I'm not even going to play on Apocalypse because honestly, for Gauntlet, or boss, I'm saying Gauntlet, that's the specific boss rush that is best to do because it gives you 19 bosses. Really, you can just put that on Survivor because putting it on higher level difficulties, it's not actually worth, from my research, it's not actually worth the XP bonus, the boost that you're getting. It's just not worth it. Like, it takes you too long to clear the dungeons and the bosses, and you're also just putting yourself at risk for really no good reason. So it doesn't make any sense, but this build is just ultra safe. It'll help you really just clear the Survivor Gauntlet like as fast as possible. It's kind of silly that this, I know people have like lots of different opinions about this kind of end game with the new, not relic, I was just there, whatever those things are called, the relic fragment slot into prism. The prism. Everybody has different opinions about the prism system, and it is kind of silly that like a grind like this is the best way to upgrade that prism, but I don't know, it can be fun, and also you can use this build to level up all your prisms. You can see I'm not good at this game. I've probably got like over the past couple of years I've got like a little less than 100 hours, and I'm not good. Like it doesn't matter with this build. You can tank pretty much every hit in the game as long as you remember to pop your relic, because you're going to be healing and just recharging those. You can see I'm already back to, I used a relic there and I'm already back to 10. But this is an old build. Oh my god, this is so funny. Right before I started streaming, I played against this boss and I didn't know anything about him, and he actually ate me and ended my run. He was like the 16th boss or whatever. I was kind of pissed. But it didn't even really matter because I still, even just for beating like 16 bosses, I still got like 80,000 XP. And I mean, I wasn't even playing for like an hour. And to fully upgrade forgetting the name of those, the prisms, you need like between 600 and 700,000 XP. And I think that's before the fusions even. Because the fusions, obviously, they make it so that it requires way more XP to fully level up the prism. But they're totally worth it because they rock. The fusions rock. So anyway, you can see like damage is not really a thing with this build. Not super concerned about damage, more so just consistency. I don't know if it's that attack or what that freaking ate me. And this build is like ultra reliable. I mean, you could probably call it all reliable. Let me see.
That was rough.
I don't really know. I guess healing orbs? Whatever. I guess healing, because we're good at healing. But yeah, no, that bossy ate me and ended my run, and it was kind of annoying. But ultimately, it doesn't really matter. Like, this is just a really chill way to grind your way through the prisms. Obviously, if you wanted more high-risk reward sort of build, which there was another one I was thinking about streaming, but it's more of a hugs build that's very similar to this one. Still very tanky, but and will definitely get you through faster, but is just not, you know, it's not going to make you like an unkillable god like this build. Again, I think it was Sheen Shots that originally put this build together, or a version. I have a slightly different version of the build than him, but I mean, it's been around from pretty much since the beginning of this game, and it's still goated. Still absolutely goated. It's like, I think I read it's like the best tanking build, except for maybe one other one that involves the potion guy. That class, whichever, I forget what it's called, that lets you just take like pop consumables. But yeah, no, it kind of wrecks to be honest. So, what else do I have to talk about with this build? In a perfect world, like, the bone saw wouldn't overheat, and there's obviously the ring, what is it called, micro compression or something. There's like a ring, and there's also a mod that you can use on this gun to basically completely take away the overheat on it. But I find that like the overheat is really not that big of a deal, because generally you're not blowing through an entire mag anyway. I'm completely forgetting to use my abilities on my guns, by the way. That would make this go a lot smoother and faster. But yeah, you can completely take away the overheat, but it's not really worth it because it's really not a big deal. And at least on the casual difficulty, like, this gun does pretty good damage. If you wanted to be meta, like, you'd probably rather use the laser, whatever that one's called, the purple laser thing. But I don't know. I think the bone saw is fun. I think it's more fun. I never get tired of shooting it. What else? This game is leaving Game Pass today, so I was like, it's my last chance, my absolute last shot to stream it, which is why I was like, I need to get my shit together. Okay. Spinning, increase health regen. Probably just gonna keep going for health regen, to be honest. Doesn't really matter. I actually got all the way to 16 earlier without taking any of the bonuses. I would just skip them every time. And I was thinking there might be maybe there's like a multiplier in this mode, an XP multiplier if you don't take any of the bonuses, but I don't think there is. I looked it up, and yeah, I think so. You don't get any multiplier for XP if you play on Survivor. I think with Apocalypse it goes all the way up to 2 times XP, but I mean, the thing is, like, and this is, I think just about every game that has this kind of system for, getting more XP as difficulty increases. The question is always like, well, is it actually worth it to play on that higher difficulty when your risk of death goes way up and you're taking way more time to kill everything because every enemy is super spongy? Like, it just doesn't really make any sense. So that's why I like comfy builds, and that's what makes me a casual, which I'm fine with. So, but yeah, in a perfect world, the gun wouldn't overheat and we wouldn't get staggered. Being staggered sucks. It's one of the only things that could potentially kill you when you're playing this build. I have to kill like one more. Yeah, it's one of the only things that will potentially kill you is if you get stuck. Maybe if you forget to use a relic charge and you just get, annihilated by getting stun locked. So, you know, I don't think there's any great way to mitigate any of those two issues. Oh, is this guy gonna eat me? Dude, he's gonna eat me. Oh my god. Oh my god. I didn't even realize he's the boss. That little mutated enemy was I'm pretty sure he was that boss I just fought. I hope he doesn't keep showing up, because dude, it was so irritating when I was like blowing through this gauntlet and then he just eats me. It doesn't matter how tanky you are. If he eats you, that's game. That's the game right there. The only thing annoying about Song of a Fear, by the way, is that it makes like this really obnoxious noise. Like, I don't know how well it's going to come through on this stream because I have the game volume turned down, but it is annoying. But it's really good for clearing ads, and it also like it slows enemies and it reduces the damage they do to you. So that just makes it, you know, it just makes it a good choice. Like, I could see you could justify a lot of different choices, I think, on the weapon abilities, right? But I think it's a good one. It's kind of the best of both worlds. It does some damage and it also helps you just be even more tanky, as opposed to the freaking flaming, you know, tornado, which has a distinct possibility of killing you. But again, if you remember to pop your relics, you can tank all that damage, and it'll help you recharge your relics too for that flame tornado. So I would maybe recommend it for anything that's not boss rush. Your teammates are also going to get annoyed at you for using that because it's going to hurt them. But if they're playing with you and you use it and you've popped a relic, then you should also be able to keep them alive through it, which is great. So this is a very annoying fight, isn't it? I don't like it when the bosses disappear for long periods of time. But I mean, again, you can see we're making our way through without too much trouble. I'd like to see if we can clear this in like maybe an hour. I don't know. And again, like, it's still gonna take you what, 10 hours to do a prism, to max out a prism. And I've heard that there's like a few dungeons in the game that might be better just in terms of grinding. Like, just from purely a grinding standpoint, like, it might get your prism all the way up faster. But I think that boss rush is going to end up being more fun. And also, it's kind of cool because at the end of boss rush, like, you'll get, you know, maybe a bunch of rewards if you haven't gotten all of the, you know, loot from certain areas that the bosses come from. So that's kind of nice. But yeah, no, it's I think this build makes it kind of a more of a chill, fun game mode instead of like a sweat fest. You know, like, I don't really have any desire to try and clear this on Apocalypse. Let me see, reloads. Oh, max health, yeah. Just keep tanking, you know? Just keep tanking. Yeah, and your summon is really, even on Apocalypse, your summon is beefy. He is a beefy guy. So as long as you continue to pop your relics, like, there's really not a whole lot of risk involved. And you can also, what I haven't, you know, shown off yet with Root Doctor, for all those of you who have not seen this build before, part of what makes it awesome is you can just, you can damage your summon, and then you can keep healing, and then you can heal your summon and just get you can just get your relic charges back. So you truly should not be, as long as you're, you know, remembering to do what you need to do, you should not be running out of relics with this build. And you're basically invincible while you're under the influence of a relic. Oh my god, it's disgusting. So yeah, remember to pop the relics. Remember, which I'm not doing right now, because I'm dumb. And then remember to reload on your relics if you need to, which I might do. I'll show you how to do at the end of this once I get to the exit here. It's kind of hilarious. I have bleed on this weapon too, for those annoying bosses that do have empathy, and they heal themselves when you pop a relic. So that's great. Having bleed on the weapon helps with that. I'd really like to illustrate. Oh, you know what I should do? Instead of illustrating this point here, I can do it right outside the boss room, where no enemies will spawn and try to kill me. That'd be a much smarter way to do this. Okay, so and yeah, my weapon has bleed, so I don't know if that affects how much health my summon will get from me healing them. I kind of think it will, because bleed, you know, reduces the amount of health that you can get from heal, or it reduces like how well you get healed. But check this out. So yeah, I think the reason he didn't get healed all the way there is because I went up to 9. I think it's because he was bleeding, so it took a second for the like secondary effect basically of these relics to kick in. Another annoying boss. Okay. What else? What else do we have to go over? This boss is kind of funny. Oh, that slow is really nice on this. Check that out. That's awesome. This boss is kind of funny though, because like, and I don't really know, like he doesn't seem like he heals when he attaches to you like that. But when I'm playing with other people, I'll just let the boss sit on me and like suck my life force away while my my teammates just lay into me. Like they can just kill the boss while he's on me. I don't know if other people do that with this boss, but it's kind of funny. Because he really doesn't seem to do a whole lot when he's actually attached to you. And again, I would really like to... I would love it if it didn't just kill that thing there. Because it's actually easier to just, you know, fuck this guy up while he's latched onto something, because he's not moving around. But I don't... It's hard to get an angle when he's on these fat things, whatever these are. The alien whales. This is disgusting, isn't it? Wretched boss fight. Not hard, but wretched. Look at all that damage it just did to that whale, though. And that's the only problem with these mods I'm using, is that they don't really discriminate. They can't, they don't specifically target this little blue dude. They kill the big whales instead. So, thank you for that. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, I mean, you can see, we just get thrown around all over the place. It doesn't even matter. Of course, we're on Survivor as well. Oh, shoot. I think I just picked a bonus completely randomly. I don't know what I just picked. It doesn't really matter. But, of course, being on Survivor, like, you know, that's pretty chill. But if you were on Apocalypse and you had the relic, you'd still live through all this stuff. But again, I don't really feel like playing on Apocalypse if I don't have to. But yeah, I've been really debating if I should just buy this game, because it's been on Game Pass for forever, and that's how I've played it historically. And I probably will buy it at some point. It's on sale, it's like 20% off right now. But it's still like $55. I don't like that. So I think I'll probably just play the, you know, I'll just play it for today and then let it go for a while until it gets really cheap. And I'm down to 6 relic charges right now, because I was just popping them during that boss fight. So, once I get through this door, I'm gonna use my little exploit and get my relic charges back. But this game, I mean, man, if anybody's watching this that hasn't played this, it's really fun. You should play it. If you know, you know. It's Dark Souls with guns, like, it's freaking fun. It's really addicting. It's like really addicting too, because of all the build crafting and stuff. Oh, really? Where is this guy? Huh. Summon puts out some good damage too. Like, look at that. He's amazing. He does a lot of great things for us. I'm assuming that this guy is walking so slowly because he does lots of damage when he finally gets to you. I don't think I've ever fought this Fester aberration. Can't remember. There we go. Yeah. Nebula, or whatever secondary this is called, I think it's Nebula, is fabulous. It is fabulous. It does really good damage, I find. So I'm gonna try to do this without killing my summon by accident. Whee! There we go. Up to 8. Let's get up to 10, right? Why not? I feel a little bad for this summon. The eternal torment that you put him through is, it's a bit depressing, isn't it? But it's for a good cause, right? Yep, back up to 10. And of course we're going to pop a relic right before we go in. Did he make it through? I think sometimes he doesn't make it through the boss door, and so that can make it a little perilous. I mean, again, probably not on Survivor. Like, probably you're gonna make it through these bosses fine, with or without him. But again, we need him for recharging our relics. So, you know, it's good to have him. It's good to have him. But yeah, if you're running through the campaign, this is like a great... He's totally... Yeah, watch, he's just gonna fall down. Poor guy. No! No! Look at him go! He's so sad. It's alright. Yeah, if you... This build is, again, like, if you're trying to get through the campaign on Apocalypse, like, this build will get you there. It'll get you there. It's of course going to be a lot slower than like a DPS build, but it's so safe. Like you really do have to just not be paying attention in order to die with this guy. So good, so good. And I've messed around with quite a few builds at this point, and this is just the... It's just the one, man. Like, it's the one. Especially if you're solo, like, it's great in a group, obviously, because you're, like, tanking and, you know, and you're healing your whole team. But in solo, like, it's just as good, maybe even better, because with the medic, to recharge a relic, which is kind of, you know, the primary ability, the reason, like, you're playing the medic. If you have more people playing with you, you actually need to do more healing in order to get your relic charge back. And that's, you know, I think it's like 250 extra healing per person. So, and it's still, like, it'll still, especially with your summon, like, you'll get the healing in, but you might have to be a little more intentional. But having other people is nice because 20 take that health, right? What was I saying? Having other people is nice because they can be like your DPS essentially, and you can be the tank healer, and it's just good times, man. It's good times. Let's torture our summon again. Sorry, guy. Sorry, guy. But yeah, I mean, this mode is kind of crazy. Like, even on just when you're playing Survivor, like, you're not getting relic charges back. I mean, you get one back after each boss, I guess, but I think that's it. And so that's kind of wild. Trying to bring my relic charges back up without killing this guy. But yeah, I mean, he's awesome. Like, he just trucks through stuff. I love, like, the gigantic slams he does. Like, he just cuts all the enemies up. He's awesome. But anyway, I don't think there's a whole lot else to cover in terms of the actual build. Again, like, there's so much flexibility with how you make this. Like, if you watch the original video by Sheen Shots, like, even his version of this looks a little different than mine. It's just the core of the build is the oh god, this guy again. I swear, I think he can eat me. The core of it is like having as much health as possible, having the two, right, the medic and the summoner, so you can get access to your infinite relics, and that one ring that lets you heal your buddies. I mean, that's really it. And then outside of that, like, if you want to have look at him chasing me. If you want to have, you know, some flexibility with your rings, like, you could probably, if you're being less risk averse, I mean, you could probably give up some of the heal, like the health for damage rings, and obviously, like, the amulet is totally flex. Like, I just always like to have infinite ammo, but especially when you're doing a build, like, you're playing a build that has less damage, like, you don't want to have to worry about running out of ammo over and over and over. And then the armor, like, generally you want as heavy as you can get while still being able to roll, but if you're not rolling, like, it's like really not that big a deal, because this guy is just so strong. You're tanky even without the heaviest armor. I mean, what am I saying? No, even if you're not rolling, that's what I'm saying. Even if you can't roll, you don't, if you're using your relics, you really don't need to roll. So it's not a big deal. You can get thrown around, and that's fine. But yeah, it's chill. It's chill, man. So, again, it's been a while since I've streamed, and I want to fill you in on what's going on with my life, right? Last time, I think we did Lords of the Fallen. That was like, what, a month ago? It was like a while ago. Another amazing Souls-like, and showed off the endgame build there. Kind of what my channel has become at this point. If it's not just a normal playthrough of a non-RPG, it's like playing RPGs that I really like, and just showing off like the busted endgame stuff, because that's like, I love games that let you get like this, where you're just so freaking strong. But yeah, between Lords of the Fallen and this, I think I played Avowed and, I mean, Eternal card game. Like, I'm always messing with that a little bit. Overwatch, they took away what I really enjoyed about the open queue. So I think I just uninstalled Overwatch, which is a bummer. That was like the one multiplayer game that multiplayer, like PvP kind of game that I really liked at this point. I don't know. I might try to find another one at some point, but I really liked how in open queue you could, you know, all be tanks or all be DPS or heal or whatever. And now they've limited it so that you can only have 1 or 2 tanks. They brought back 6v6, which is cool, but now you have to, even with open queue, like it's not truly open anymore. I think you still queue up, I think you can still change between like healer, tank, DPS, like mid-game, right? Because that's like, that would be crazy if they took that out. But there can only be so many tanks. Like there can only be like 2 tanks, which sucks. Ruins it for me, man. I loved it when you could just be 3 tank, 2 heal. It was amazing. And if you could be like 4 tank, 2 heal now, that would be crazy. Some people might say like that kind of ruins the game. I don't care. I think it makes it fun. I guess I'll pop another heal here just in case. Oh my god, he doesn't stun lock me. Again, this is that kind of situation where if you get cocky, you could easily die by accident. Gain spinning orbs to damage enemies on contact. Yeah, that's what I accidentally chose the other time, which is a bummer. And pay attention to how many relics you have as well. Like, I'm down to 6, and because you're just popping them kind of indiscriminately. You're being very liberal with your use of your relics. So just be careful not to run out, because if you run out, then the only other healing that you've got is your like over time kind of regenerating abilities, which is great, but I don't even know if that counts as, I don't know if it counts as healing. I'd have to look that up. So don't run out of relics. Don't forget to use your relics and don't run out of them by accident. Just keep, farming your freaking summon between boss fights if you have to, like you see me doing, and you will not run out. But if you forget to manage your resources because you get cocky, you're gonna kill your run. Just saying, man. But yeah, I've been playing Avowed, Eternal card game. I feel like there's another game that I played recently. I'm not remembering. I don't know. I kind of flip between games. I played the other Remnant. I maxed out the achievements on the other Remnant. I'll probably stream that one at some point, because I think I have kind of a fun build on that one too. Yeah, I don't know. Been watching, watching a little anime as always, and this one on Netflix called Pantheon is pretty good. It's pretty good. I'm not going to spoil it for those of you that have not seen it, but it is about uploaded intelligence, which is like our... Oh, there's the soy dog. That's the soy dog. Can you not? Please? I'm trying to stream here. Let's talk about anime. Dude. Yeah, so anyway, I think making this guy bleed like this, disgusting, by the way, but I think making him bleed probably makes the heal a little less effective. So if you wanted to swap that out on your gun for something else, I understand. I think you'd be justified in doing that. This is another one of those bosses where I think if I'm dumb here, maybe I think he might be able to auto kill you. I can't really, I don't know. Wow, that's really annoying. I don't remember how this boss works, I'm not gonna lie. I know madness kind of sucks. I don't remember if it just auto kills you though. I had some teammates that it seemed like it just auto killed, but they might have just been a little squish. But yeah, I mean, cause and so like, obviously like do your research, unlike I'm doing, before you, before you step into this game mode. Because, like I said, before I got on this, that one, I was like killing it. I was like up to 16 bosses, and then that one just ate me. Just so silly. So don't let that happen to you, kids, boys, folks. Yeah, I think the madness built all the way up, and I think you just lose sight of like your HUD, I guess? I don't really know. It's kind of an odd boss. Oh yeah. Dude. He's also spongy. Like, look at this guy. Like, I know you're, yeah, like when he lights up like that, I think you do more damage. Not entirely sure how this works. I wish that song stuck to him, but it doesn't. The song of whatever. Come on now. Come on now. I think the poison will kill him. I think the corroded is gonna kill him. There we go. Healer. Let's go with health. I think also when I was like researching the build and when I was listening to Sheen Shots, who I'm pretty sure is the creator of it, I think he said your max health also increases your like healing efficacy or whatever. So having more health like makes your actual healing abilities better. I don't know if that's a thing, but more health just kind of rocks, and you can see like the health bar just gets ridiculous in this mode too. But yeah, Pantheon. Let's talk about anime, right? Pantheon, dude, it's good. I had a friend recommend it, and it's about uploaded intelligence, which is similar to artificial intelligence, but it's humans that get uploaded. It's not, you know, computer programs. It's actual human minds that become digitized. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of a cool show. I've been watching that, and then like, you know, My Life as a Slime. What was that one called? When I was in another world with that as a slime or something. I forget what it's called. I've taken a break from that one. It's just silly. It's just silly, good fun, you know. Been kind of busy with work. Kind of busy with work. And not a whole lot of streaming motivation, but we're kind of back. You know, we're kind of back. We come back for like a game every here and there, have a good time, and then take another break. I don't know. You know, take another break, play some more game. The only streaming. I think it was like definitely more exciting, and maybe also, I don't know if nerve-wracking is the right word. It was more probably stressful when I first started, and now it's like more chill. But it was probably also a little more fun when you first start, and then you kind of realize, like, I mean, it's like, obviously it's like a fun hobby, right? But it's also kind of a lot of work. Like, then I say that, like, with the, with, you know, as much, what, self-understanding. What word am I trying to think of? Understanding that it's not actually hard is essentially what I'm saying. But compared to just playing games normally, like when you're just chilling, like streaming requires a lot more from you cognitively, and it can be kind of tiring. Where did my summon go? I don't know where that man is. It makes me a little nervous when I lose him. Kind of my emotional support summon. But because like I could potentially run out of relics. Like you can see these flights, like these fights go kind of long. So you really do want him around to get those heals off, so you can make sure you're not running out of relics. I mean, this fight is not going long at all because they're, you know, made of paper. But if it were a different boss, you know, might be a different situation. And you could potentially run out of relics. I don't know. Especially when you're just like me and you just let them smack you as much as they smack you around. You can run out of relics. It's possible. It is indeed possible. It's not super likely, but I don't know why the summon just kind of F's off every now and then. Like, because he's generally pretty good about, like, you know, traveling through the ground to, like, get to you and stay with you. But then sometimes it's just like, see ya. I don't know why he makes that decision. He's like, he's like enjoying his, like, PTO or whatever. I'm not paying him, so I don't know. Maybe that's what it is. He's like, if I'm not on salary, then you're gonna give me time off, and I'm just gonna take it when I feel like it. I don't know. The legendary effects when you get to the, oh yeah, I wanted to talk about the, I keep wanting to say relic or fragment, but it's prism, the prism system that they've added to this game, that a lot of people have controversial, you know, everybody has different opinions about. So I was thinking about like the legendary effects. I was looking at them online. The legendary effects that you get at the end of a prism, and trying to decide which would be like the best for this build. There's a couple of good options. Like one gives you like 150 armor, which would just make you like, I don't know. I imagine that just makes you like completely unkillable. I don't know. I mean, that's ridiculous. That's so much armor. Where is my summon, dude? Man, maybe this is the problem with this build, man. That's crazy. He's just gone. Shoot. I mean, if he doesn't show back up, like, I might just not make it through this, might not make it through this run. Because you can see he's still showing up on the top left, but he is nowhere to be found. I keep getting distracted. I'm trying to talk about the prism system. Yeah, like 150 armor, like that would be one of the crazy legendary effects that I imagine would just make you like nigh unkillable. But I don't know that it would actually be the best for this build. Because there's another one that like increases health and stamina. And, you know, there's some that would just make you really tanky. I think there's one that makes you heal like 100% better. It's like crazy stuff like that. But I actually think like the one that would probably be the best is the one that gives you an extra summon. Duh. Right? Like, I feel like that's probably the best for this build, because you can already see how destructive one summon is, and also how much healing you can get off of one summon. So having two of them, like, that's giving you a lot of value. I'm a little scared of this guy. I'm just gonna pop this. Where did you go? There you go. There you are. Okay. So yeah, I feel like that's probably the best one. Oh, I hate the glitching. Yeah, I don't know. Some people, like, I've heard the very sought after legendary bonus that I guess is pretty rare is the one where you just do like straight up 60% more ranged damage, which, I mean, that is ridiculous. Like, that's amazing. And I could see that for my hugs build that I might show off. I could definitely see that. But yeah, for this one where you're just tanky and you have this amazing summon, and especially if one of your summons apparently decides to just F off. I mean, like, dude, where did he go? I can't get another one unless, I mean, shoot. I guess I could reclass. I don't know if you can quit this mode and come back in. I gotta be honest, I haven't even tried it, but maybe I will. Yeah, see, forfeit boss rush run versus exit will end your boss rush run. Yeah, I don't want to do that. Wow, this is such a fascinating situation. I feel like the only thing I can do here, yeah, maybe that's the only thing I can do. All right, I guess that's the fix. Switch over to a different summon for a second, and then go back to your original, and he'll take a minute to reload. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this boss, but just know, if this ends it for me here, just know that it was not my fault. It was my summon who just went completely AWOL. I think he'll probably reload at some point while we're in this fight. And let's just hope that I don't completely run out of relics by then. Relic charges. I might actually let this boss kind of do some more damage to me. Yeah, see, like that. Like, you can let the boss damage you as well, and it'll recharge your relic slots because you're still healing over time. I mean, you can see he's taking like no health away, which is amazing. But you do have to make sure that you are indeed taking enough damage to refill your relics if you're going to do it that way. And of course, there's like a tiny bit of risk when you're just letting the boss mess you up like that. If it were Apocalypse, honestly, it would probably help me get these relics back a little faster, just because they're doing so much more damage to you. But again, I don't think it's worth it. I don't think it's worth playing on Apocalypse. Maybe there's a sweet spot, like maybe Veteran or Nightmare is the better option. I don't know. But this is the easiest one, so I'm playing on Survivor. Wow. There he is. Let's do it. Let's do it. Still trying to think of the name of that anime. In Another World as a Slime, like restarted my life as a slime. What is it? Reincarnated as a slime. Reincarnated in another world as a slime. I don't know. It's something reincarnated as a slime. Might just be that. It's a silly isekai adventure that, I mean, who doesn't love that, right? I could probably just honestly let him smack the crap out of me here. But you can see, like, he's not really doing enough damage to even get my relics back. Which is I don't know, it's a good problem to have. Gotta love it when they make it so you can't do anything for a while. Yeah, the staggering, man. There's another legendary bonus that makes it so when you have at least one bulwark, one stack of bulwark on yourself that you can't be staggered anymore. That is actually pretty awesome too. I guess we'll go. Oh, let's just go. Yeah, we'll start doing damage reduction too. Yeah, not being staggered would rock. But the only, like, again, and this is another, opinion about this prism system is, like, when you get to the end of it, like, and you get your legendary bonus, at that point, there's, like, what is even the motivation to play on that prism anymore? Because in order to, like, level up your other prisms, you'd have to have those ones equipped. And they're not going to have all of the amazing, stats that you just farmed your initial prism all the way up for. So it's like, I don't know, like the process of leveling them up, I think, is kind of fun. But once you get to the end, it's like, well, shoot. There's not really a point in actually playing with that prism anymore. Like, what are you gonna get that you don't already have? And so it would make more sense to just then switch to an empty prism that's not leveled up at all and start leveling that one up so that you could try out a different build, I don't know. The prism system is a little sus as like an endgame activity. Like, I'm glad that there's something, because I do think that this game is just inherently fun enough to continue playing even without any kind of, extrinsic motivator like that. But it is nice when there's something that is of actual value in the end game that you're playing for. One of the great philosophical questions of gaming is perhaps, when is the game over? Like, when does the game end? I don't know if I've talked about that on this stream, but, like, I think it's actually kind of an important question that doesn't really get discussed enough, because I think we all kind of have this expectation that our favorite games should just keep us entertained forever. Like, we should just be able to keep playing them ad infinitum, like, for the rest of time. And I think sometimes, like, and I do think developers, like, feel that pressure for, like, players to just, like, what's going to keep the player playing for, the next 60 years. And I don't know that that's the healthiest design philosophy to, like, start with when you're making a game. Like, because then you have to compromise on quality if you're prioritizing quantity like that, and the best games, in my opinion, are like the highest quality and not necessarily the ones that you can just keep playing forever. Like, and some, obviously, like, some of the best games ever have, like, tons of content that could keep you entertained for hundreds of hours. But those games, their content is very catered, still very high quality. Like, the devs put, like, tons of effort in, like, Witcher 3, right? Skyrim, like the Elder Scrolls, Fallout games, like, I consider those, even as jank as they are, like, I consider them very high quality. They're very, it's like very intentional when you're doing those missions, right? As opposed to just repeating those missions, those quests. As opposed to a game like this, which is a little more MMO kind of grindy experience, which is fine. It's, like, a lot of fun. But ultimately, like, which one are you going to remember as being, like, the best? the best gaming experience. I don't know. One of the best games you've ever played. I do consider this a really fun game. But it's fun because of its gameplay, and that's mainly it. Like, I don't really think character story writing, whatever, is particularly fantastic. Like, I think it's really good at what it does well, which is I mean, you can see, like, the combat is awesome. The build crafting, which I don't think enough games get right. But you know, when you compare it to, like, Halo, which is not fair at all, because, you know, Halo's like one of the best games ever made. Yeah, I don't know. Just doesn't. I don't think it rises to that level. We'll see. We'll see what gaming history has to say about that. But and, like, you know, again, it's not a fair comparison. Like, I think it's a fairly. I think this game is considered AA. I don't know. It's not getting the kind of budget or resources or whatever. But I mean, for what it is, like, this game is amazing. It is just so addicting, and it's so much fun. I forget what I was talking about. I was talking about, like, when games are technically complete or done. Like, when you're as a player, when you're done playing a game. It's an interesting question, isn't it? But yeah, I mean, yeah, and I don't think it gets talked enough about. Like, everybody, we're all trying to find, like, kind of the next fix as gamers. What are we gonna dump hundreds of hours into next? And it kind of makes sense. Like, there's, like, a time investment that comes with games, so, like, it does make sense that players would want to be rewarded for that with more gameplay, more stuff to do, as they continue to invest tons and tons and tons of time into a game. Especially, like, an RPG or, like, an MMO or whatever. Like, you hear it's always about, like, people are always talking about, like, how much content there is to clear, right? And what is the end game, you know? And then, you know, there's, like, the people who are like, the game hasn't really, there's that perspective of, like, the game hasn't really started until you're in the end game. Like, that's where the real fun is, and it's like, the game should probably be fun throughout the whole thing, shouldn't it? I don't know. I mean, if the game, especially, I mean, that's pretty egregious too. Like, if the game only gets good, quote unquote good, after you're done with, like, the campaign or whatever, and you're in the end game. Like, that's such a funny concept. Like, imagine if, like, Halo were like that, or, like, Dark Souls or whatever, you know? It's like, no, it should just be fun from the start. It's a game. We're not trying to do chores to get to the good stuff. That's what we go to our jobs for. So, yeah, you can see that, yeah, I feel like this gauntlet run is lasting a while. I kind of figured it would with this build, because, again, it's not super high DPS, so, like, you can see these bosses are taking a minute. They're taking a minute. You ultimately, you do have to decide, like, is it worth the peace of mind knowing that you're very unlikely to die, or would you rather just blitz through stuff with more of a DPS build? Where am I? Oh, there we go. Yeah, depending on how I feel, I might show off another build after this that's a little more DPS focused, and see how that does. Because I'm realizing, like, as cool as this build is, it's maybe not the most fun to play. like when you're actually going through a full gauntlet like this, because it does take a while, and it's doing damage. Doing damage is fun. I think we can all agree on that. Oh. Another boss that runs away for significant chunks of time. Yay. Oh my god. The Bloat King. Disgusting. Another disgusting boss. I don't really, the problem is I don't really know if I feel like doing another full gauntlet run. We'll see. I probably wouldn't even, I don't even know that I would be able to get through another full gauntlet run with the other build that I have in mind of showing off, because it's, again, it's more, a little more damage focused. Still very comfortable because it's one of my builds, and when have I ever played like a pure damage build? I mean, almost, I don't know, I think they're fun to mess around with, but I always end up going back to the old reliable. Old reliable could be the name of this build. Could also be like Ironsides or whatever. Like, this is very tanky. The tankiest way to play this game, perhaps. Oh, my poor guy, he's stuck down there. Now I'm stuck down here. Ugh, look at him go. Look at him go. Very annoying when they run away like that. And then he's stuck up on the side of the ceiling over there, but you can't really do damage to him while he's got these orb boys out doing their thing. They have to like go back into him. This boss is annoying, like partly because it's just these staggering things that try to hit you off. Oh my god. That is just irritating as hell. But it's more of like the arena. You're kind of, it's one of those bosses where you're kind of fighting the arena more than the actual boss. Because I mean, look at this shit. Like, you're falling into these slime pools and like whatever. It's a fine boss, but it's just really annoying. Oh my god. You can see why Zero Divide is nice to have. To just not have to think about ammo. If we could just get to the point where we didn't think about getting staggered, or we didn't have to think about reloading. Yeah, if we could just not have to think about getting staggered, reloading, or overheating, we'd be in business. But again, the only way I know to even get out of, we could get out of the overheat thing, right? With the ring and the mod on the weapon. The stagger thing, you'd need the legendary effect. I think that's the only way to get out of that. And by that time, it's like, why are you even playing with that prism anymore? There ain't no point. There's just absolutely no point. I'm not gonna jump that gap. Because we're at 12 out of 19, and how hilarious would that be if I tried to jump the gap and I screwed it up, and that was the end of our gauntlet run. I don't like taking risks like that. I find that most of the time when you're playing a build like this that's this reliable, the way that you die is when you're making a dumb mistake, when you're like not paying attention. That's how you die with a build like this. You are your own worst enemy. Look at that guy. I love the kind of Lovecraftian, you know, horror elements to this game. The design philosophy is cool, or the art direction or whatever. I don't like that though. The glitch, the annoying stuff like that, that, you know, stun locks you or makes your vision go weird, like stuff like that that just breaks up the combat, or, you know, screws up the combat loop, in my opinion. I think that's bad. I don't like it. But overall, this game is so addicting. All right, and we are getting somewhere. The idea of not having any place to refill all your relic charges is kind of interesting. Like, it's I think it does force you to find an alternate way to like heal. Oh, my summon's gone. I don't know why. I don't think he died, but whatever. I think we'll be all right. Yeah, it's interesting. It forces you, if you're not playing a build like this where you get your relics like continuously recharging. I have another, again, if I show off this other build tonight, it's got like alternate sources of healing. That it's one of the cool things about this game, that like the actual, you know, relic charges, which are the Estus flasks of the game, are far from the only way to heal. And I think that's probably what this game does better than most other games, is just the build crafting is so awesome. I don't really want to fight this robot again. I think I'm just going to kill the boss. And ignore the robot. The robot, he really can't do a whole lot to us. But yeah, the only thing is like, oh my god. Oh my god. Please don't kill me. Wow. That's what I'm talking about. Don't be dumb. Don't fall off the edge. I don't know if this is gonna kill me or not. I don't know. Oh. I don't know why I was so afraid of that. Sometimes, like, I just don't know if stuff is necessarily going to be a one-shot. Like, I kind of thought an attack like that would one-shot you no matter what, but, and maybe on Apocalypse it would, but, like, you can see he can't even do enough damage to take off more than one little chunk of my health bar before it heals again, when I've popped a relic. So, yeah. Whatever, I guess nothing's a threat to us at this point. Except falling. Again, except falling. Oh, he destroys his own robot with that, doesn't he? It'd be really great if I could reload right now, because he's like, look at that. And that's the problem with this secondary, is that it does not have any range to it, really. Oh, the handling noise. I didn't miss this about streaming. All this crap on me. Oh, this is another one of those, like, levels where you can, dungeons, whatever, where you can probably pretty easily fall off of this crap. Narud is probably my favorite area in this game. I just think it's really cool. And I remember when this game first came out, I was very impressed by the design of Narud. It's just like very, very atmospheric. I love that the enemies are really, like, these robots are really cool, and it feels. I think it has kind of a classic alien feel, you know. A classic sci-fi sort of feel. Really, really cool. I think this is our first time. Maybe not. Maybe it's not our first time here this stream. And I love these little alien inspired enemies that like latch onto you. It's kind of dope to see my summon fighting the stuff here too. Are you gonna die? There we go. 13 out of 19. 6 more. I don't know what the fastest. I'd have to look up a record of like what the fastest clear time is on a gauntlet run. I feel like it's probably like somebody's probably put together like an amazing DPS build and they're just really good at the game and they can clear it in like a half hour. Maybe like a half hour to an hour. I don't know. But for casuals like us, you need something like this, you know? This guy. This boss is not a big deal. Only problem with streaming and playing this is that the bottom right of the screen is where my little streaming icons are, and I can't see my ammo. I cannot see how much I have left in my mag, which is fun. The Custodian's Eye. Yeah, and I can't really see how charged up my my weapon abilities are either, which is hilarious. It gives you a little sound cue when they charge up, which is nice. But yeah, no, the bone saw I just think is like the most fun. I think it's such a fun, satisfying weapon. Even when it does sometimes overheat. I don't think it's a huge deal. And the build that I might show off after this is a lot. It has a lot more fun with the bone saw too. A hugs build with the bone saw is just like freaking awesome. When you can just crank up the fire rate and the reload speed and the freaking not to spoil my next build, but and you can just get rid of the, I'll probably just put the stuff on to get rid of the heat buildup. Like, it's just crazy, dude. It's so much fun. It doesn't do enough damage to be viable on Apocalypse, but it works for this kind of run, for sure. The reason, of course, that this build is super good on Apocalypse is because you're, like I've mentioned, you are nigh unkillable if you're playing it properly. The Hugs build that I might show off, it doesn't do enough damage, and it's probably not survivable enough to be viable without heavily modifying it. But for this kind of thing, it's just so much fun for just like a casual gauntlet run. And I think if you are good enough with it too, you can probably get through one of these gauntlet runs without too much trouble on casual. There we go. Restless Spirit. This is one of the guys that has empathy, which is why it's nice to have bleed on the gun, so that when I heal, he doesn't get as much healing. I think it cuts it by 50%. Let's see. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't even notice. I didn't even notice him getting healed there. I think that's what people have said empathy does, though. Is that it, when you use your relic, the boss also gets some healing off of that. I think that's what it does. Which, you can see why that would be an issue. I mean, not on this difficulty, but at higher difficulties, certainly. It would be an issue if, because you're just constantly popping relics. If you're also healing the boss, like, that's a little counterproductive. LOL. But a super tanky prism, like the one that I showed here. Oh, did my summon just disappear again? That's so not cool. Dude, that's so not cool. I have 9 relics anyway, so it's fine, but I'm just gonna reset his cooldown. I'm gonna suck it up and reset his cooldown. Alright. This is a boss that, if I do show off the Hugs build, I don't know. Maybe if I was playing that run a little more seriously and actually taking the bonuses, maybe I wouldn't have had an issue, but this boss can just stun lock you. So, you know, you're gonna see me like maybe be a little more intentional about my relics here, because like he can mess you up if you're not careful. Gotta love this song to make him slower. Kind of trying to get the corroded on him. That would be kind of helpful, but you know, whatever. Such a silly looking boss too. It's really funny, really fun. I love the art direction of this game rocks. Oh my god. Yeah, see that? How he just hits you. If you're like me, he just hits you over and over. Kind of annoying. But whatever, not a big deal. Yet another boss. I feel like it's a lot of bosses in this game that really slow you down just by leaving the arena for a while and giving you some ads to deal with. Not cool, man. Oh, come on. And he rolls around and gets more scrap on him too, which is annoying. But yeah, you can see I haven't had to push the panic button and get that big old shield. 'Cause I haven't needed it yet. We'll see if I end up needing it by the end of this. It's kind of seeming like a no, because I only have 5 more to go, and I think you fight Nightmare. Is that what his name is? The final boss of the game, Nightmare, at the end of this. Oh, come on, dude. He's so annoying. It's just rude. It's just irreverent what he does. He smacks you around. There we go. Ah, healing orbs. Healing orbs. Yeah, we screwed up our bonuses a little in this run because I accidentally clicked on the one without paying attention, but like I said, I mean, it doesn't really matter. Health bar huge, tanking everything. Only real issue at this point is if I accidentally die, or if like, I mean, having to go for, you know, what might be 2 hours is also annoying. Like, so I could see why you might want to play like a more DPS focused build. But man, it's nice not to have to worry about dying. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and get some relic charges back. Whee! Come on now. Don't accidentally die. Okay, that might be enough. Yeah, we're back to 10. We back. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, not. That is so strange. Oh, he went up in there. It didn't really look like he actually fit through that geometry very well. It kind of looked like he just phased through the ceiling. Aberration. I don't know if we actually killed him or if there's another aberration around here. Yeah, the reload speed kind of sucks. Honestly, the reload speed on this weapon, it probably hurts it more than the actual overheat. Because if you pace your shots, like, the overheating, I really don't think it's that big of a deal. At least while your fire rate is, you know, stock, the basic fire rate. I don't understand. Is that the... Where is the actual... I think it's the ghost who makes those. Yeah. Okay, where is he? Who makes the clones? Oh, no, it's... Huh. It's just a little dude. Where are you? Here you are. Yeah, look at those crits. Get that crits. Very dope, very dope. It's nice to have a summon, just especially when you're playing solo, because it's like you actually have a team that kind of has your back. I love that. Let's go, let's go. This boss is a freaking creep. Talrafa. Sounds like a Dune character. Oh, and now that I think of it, this planet totally inspired by Dune, right? I mean, the tech and like kind of the desert feel and the yeah, I don't know. I don't think I ever put that together. I freaking love the Dune movies, especially number 2. Man. I don't know if that eating, I can't remember if him eating you there is like a one-shot. I don't really want to test that theory right now. While I'm just about 16 out of 19 on this gauntlet run. Oh, look at him. Oh, is he going to gain health from eating that guy? Didn't look like it, did it? I feel like that's a pretty common mechanic for a boss to eat his own boys, and then and get some health back. There's a boss in the first Remnant, I think, that does that. I think it's like the dude on the other like Dune sort of planet in that game. It's like the final area boss, one of them, where you're like on a platform that he spins around. I own the first Remnant, so I'll probably run through that build as well and do like a playthrough or something. Because that game is great as well. I think this one, I think it's a little like Titanfall. Like the first Titanfall was great, and then the second one was even better. And I think that it's kind of the same thing with this one. With this series, like the first Remnant was awesome, and then this one was even better. You gotta love it when a sequel just like totally improves, like just about in every way, on the first game. Titanfall, another series I think Remnant did a lot better than Titanfall, but another like amazing series. I would love to see a third game, but I actually don't think we're probably going to get one. I think EA kind of screwed the devs over on that one by releasing those games at bad times or something. But the Titanfall games are amazing. I might stream them at some point. Last time I tried to play though, the the freaking servers were just an absolute nightmare. Like just unplayable. Can I? Yeah. There we go. Which is a real shame that that game fell so hard into that state. Because for years, I played the second Titanfall for years, and it was awesome. Like so much fun. Playing Legion in that game, oh my god, dude. Freaking amazing. This is a boss that my Hugs build struggled with a little bit. I don't think that this build is going to have an issue. But the Prince is definitely one of the harder bosses in this game. The cursing is annoying. Like, you can see it just chunks your health. And it only goes up to 5, from my understanding. So, I mean, ultimately, you know, I don't really think it matters. But, man, on Apocalypse, like, this guy would just wreck. I mean, just, like, wreck your day on this gauntlet run.
Damn it.
Where is he? Oh, there he is. Oof. It still makes me a little nervous when you get to this part. It's really cool. Like this boss is awesome, but yeah, this like fiery part does make me a little nervous. Huh. I also seem to remember him being a lot tankier. Like when I just played with my other build earlier today. I don't know. Maybe I'm, huh. That seemed easier. It seemed easier than it should have been. I don't know. I don't know if the run... I was also taking my time and just chilling the last time I played this. I'm kind of blitzing through right now. But I was like messing with my build and like taking my time. I wonder if there's like a timer that we're not seeing where stuff gets harder as you take more time. In the first Remnant, I think it was like the survival mode or whatever. It was a similar mode to this. Except you didn't have a build going into it. Like you constructed the build as you went. It was kind of cool. I forget what it's called. It had a timer where you would level up as you went through the stages of the mode, and if you, but also the enemies would level based on how much time you were taking. So it created the sense of urgency where you really wanted to get through the mode as fast as you could. And that was kind of cool. And I'm wondering if this mode has any... I might have to look that up because I'm curious. If this mode has any kind of timer like that. It would be a little odd if it did, and they didn't show you. That would be strange. But again, it just seemed like I remember that Prince fight being way harder. Like he was just so much more tankier, and this time he went down like nothing. Restless Spirit. Where did you go? Yeah, part of the reason I'd rather do a boss rush for this stream, couple of reasons. I'd rather do a boss rush for this stream than a full campaign is because this is like a way better XP grind, and also the campaign like has a couple of really obnoxious parts. One in particular that I'm thinking of, which is cool the first time you play it, but I don't think it's as fun on a replay. It's the part where you're in like the what do you call it? I'm blanking on what it's called, like the portal world. In like kind of the middle, I want to say like the middle of the game, or after you clear the first stage or something. Like this portal realm where you have to fight the boss that's like the big cubes that try to smush you. They're like, you know, rolling around. The cubes are like rolling around, and they try to smush you. That boss gets a little annoying on repeat playthroughs. And then there's the another boss fight in that same area where you're just fighting a bunch of the little cube guys. Not cube guys, but the little geometric, you know, figure dudes. And it's just like, these fights are a little annoying. They're fun the first time, and then it's like, okay, I don't feel any need to play these again. And boss rush is just a little more exciting. It's action packed, you know? But I think it ends up being a better stream. And also it's just like, this is what everybody's doing in the end game anyway. So I think it makes more sense for a build guide to show a build that, you know, to like show off like what works in this game mode. There we go. Spinner. Holy hell! I love the main character. I love his little voice lines when you complete bosses and stuff. That's fun. Where am I going? I think this is right. I think it's right. Yeah, I'll stop and smell the roses for a second. I love Narud. I mean, this place is just cool, dude. Like, wow. I just remember playing this game for the first time. I'm gonna look a little more just out. I mean, yeah, I remember playing the first time and just being like, whoa. It almost reminds me of like Halo a little bit. What do you call that art style? That it's like a early 2000s art style that I've heard Halo described as. It's not like gunmetal gray, but it's blue, something like blue chrome or something like that. I'm gonna have to look it up. But it essentially just like really another Narud. I love it. It summarizes really well like the art style of Halo. Chrome Heart? I want to say it's called Chrome Heart. Just like the like grays and blues and the chrome, right? The shiny metal look. And I'm gonna have to replay the Halo games at some point. I streamed them a year ago or something. Or like maybe within the last year and a half, but I'm probably gonna have to redo those streams at some point as like an anniversary or something. And maybe with like my new better, you know, audio quality. We'll see. Those are games where I've talked about this before, like childhood memories, right? And I will just take any, like they have so much nostalgia value that I will just take any reason to replay them. Like, it's always a good time. It's always fun. They're so awesome. The original trilogy is so awesome. My summon died again somehow. Probably fell off of something stupid. His AI is generally pretty good, but you're seeing in this stream how he can get lost or go AWOL or whatever. And he can also just fall off shit. And then you need to, you know, get a little creative on how you're gonna get him back. But for the most part, he's a goat. He's an absolute bro. He puts in work, and he doesn't complain, and makes this build go around. Yeah, like such a cool aesthetic on Narude, man. I also love, like, and just talking about, like, you know, I've had this discussion on this stream before about how, like, I love it when the world kind of drives the story. Like, that's one of the reasons, like, Halo is so sick. Because, like, what's really cool about it is, like, the setting, you know? And I don't think enough games, movies, whatever, really put enough effort into the setting. Like, I think that's why Chris Nolan movies are great, is because you just really feel the world that they're set in. Like, they're just so well fleshed out. And I think Halo does, like, an incredible job of that. I think, like, this planet on this game does a really good job of that. Like, just so, like, just dripping with atmosphere, right? Kind of reminds me of, like, Blade Runner. Where am I going? Okay, it's up here. I'm, like, getting lost. Blade Runner does an amazing job with that. Dune does an amazing job of that. All my favorite, like, sci-fi, like, fantasy. I mean, like, think like Lord of the Rings, like Middle Earth. I mean, I think we kind of take that for granted, like the setting in, you know, fictional works of art. But it is like so important, and you realize that when you see a you know, a fictional work that like nails it, right? That's when you kind of realize how important it is. Lord of the Rings, Halo, Dune, anything by Chris Nolan, Blade Runner, yeah, and like I get those kind of vibes from this biome, from this planet in this game. This guy, I don't think he's gonna cause us any trouble. It's been a really long time since I've fought him, so we'll see. I don't know if, honestly, I don't know if anything at this point will cause us trouble. Because it seems like even without popping our relics, we're still tanky enough that, like, nothing can really touch us. We'll see. Our summon is being completely useless. Oh yeah, look at that. Definitely need to keep the relics up. That's real damage. I mean, it's completely nullified when we use our relic, but if not, it's like, damn, that was actually kind of wasting us this late in the game too. Wow. What is happening? What is happening? Did he die? I don't know what's going on right now. His health bar is gone. Did he? Oh, is it phase 2? Okay. Again, like, I just don't remember. I don't really remember this boss, like how he works. I just shoot the glowy thing, okay? I did help a buddy of mine the other day with this planet. He was trying to roll this boss to get the, I think it's the Void Heart relic, I don't remember. It's one of the relics that you get on Narude, but you have to like activate, oh please, there we go. That was a little scary. 18 out of 19, you're sweating a little bit, right? Even if it is Survivor, and you're playing the tankiest build possible. But yeah, I think my buddy was trying to get the Void Heart relic, but the problem is, like, I think you have to press, like, oh my god, this is annoying, isn't it? Oh no, my summon! No! Larry! He's gone, he's dead. I think you have to press a button or something special before you fight this guy to get, like, the ult kill. That was awful, my screen was just completely taken over. You have to like press a button or something before you fight him in order to get that relic, and then you have to like wait. You have to wait like 24 hours of like real time, and then come back in, and like the world gets all fragmented or whatever, and then you get the Void Heart relic or something, or whichever relic it is. But he screwed it up. He didn't press the button. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. So we just kind of went through this area for nothing. Cool story, bro. I know. It was kind of a waste, but luckily when you're playing this game, nothing is a waste because it's fun no matter what you're doing. What? What? So this is Nightmare, right? For some reason the game's decided you can't walk back that way. I don't know what. I'm in this little corridor. This is fascinating, isn't it? I don't really know if I want to start this fight without my summon. Maybe I'll wait for a minute. Oh, I almost walked through. What is happening? This is weird. Oh, okay. I guess that was that intentional? For you to be able to go back here? I thought it was like a fog wall for like just to go straight to the boss, but I think that's what this is, right? Isn't this just the boss up here? I've never completed a gauntlet run, by the way. So I think this is just the boss. I don't think it's making me go through the actual area, is it? It's been a while since I've fought this boss too. It's been like a year or something. He's gonna, yeah, there we go. There we go. Annihilation, not Nightmare. Nightmare is the difficulty mode. And maybe the final boss of the first game, I think his name's Nightmare. This guy's Annihilation. It's a cool boss, it's like a dragon, right? Kind of dope. And I mean, he's not really faring super well so far. He does have a phase 2, which is, you know, interesting, I guess. So we'll see how this goes. But we're kind of chunking him. Yo. Oh my god. It looks like we can just straight up go out that way. I wonder if it'll, okay, I was about to say, I wonder if going through this, I wonder if the ring will either stop us from going through, or if we go outside this red mist ring, if it'll just kill us. This would be a horrible time to test that, but you just can't go through it. It's interesting you can still see back there though. Did I get that reload off? I can't see because of my stream. No, I did not. Okay. Excellent. Did I get it off? I still did not get the reload. He's just pushing me around. Luckily Luckily, Larry or Gary, whatever I decided my summon was called, is gonna stick him in the head right there and kill him. Look how disgusting he is. Phase 2, baby! And there's Larry. He didn't have any trouble finding his way into this cyber realm. I'm still trying to reload. Did I get I finally got the reload. It's so silly. Oh my god, that was amazing. Oh boy. I think this also transports you back to the original boss area at some point. Maybe after a certain amount of damage. I don't remember. I don't really remember super well. I remember fighting when I was doing my Apocalypse run of this game, like a year ago or whatever. I was doing it with a couple other people, and yeah, there we go. Doing it with a few other people, it was very stressful. It was difficult. This guy in campaign on Apocalypse, like especially when you're like newer, you don't really know what you're doing, is terrifying. This is a very intimidating boss, and yeah, we were fighting him, and I think my guys kept going down, and I was like playing a tank, right? I think I was playing like Challenger Medic or something. I don't know. Maybe that was the build. It was a fun build. It was good, but I think I ended up being the last one alive, and I was able to. They had done enough damage that I was able to finish them off on my own. But then there was like a post-boss, almost like an active credit scene where you're like playing through it and all this shit is coming at you. And I think I wasn't taking it super seriously and I almost died. And this was like, and I thought the boss was over, right? I think I almost died though at that like post-credit, or like the active credit part or whatever. And almost cost us the run, but ultimately did not die. Wonder if I almost just fell off there just now. But yeah, this dude, it was crazy. Like the first time you're fighting this dude in Apocalypse campaign is like, whoa. Holy crap, like look at all this shit. Flying in my mouth. I can't see. Alright. Still can't get this. Look at this ridiculous. What is happening? I cannot get this reload off. You're seeing the issue with this gun right now. Sometimes you just don't have a window to reload with the base reload speed, right? If you're not playing hugs or whatever. It takes a minute to reload. And you'll just be stuck trying to reload forever. So use this gun at your own risk. Your mileage may vary. I still love it, especially when you're playing this build. Like I love this gun because I don't think it doesn't really matter if you can't reload for a while because you're still unkillable, pretty much, while you've got the relic up. So if you need to try to reload 5 freaking times, it doesn't make a huge difference. Oh my goodness. I wanna push you around. And I will. And I will. Look at that. I wanna take you for granted. I will. I will. Let's go. Oh, I did karaoke last night. It was so freaking awesome. That's the full 19 out of 19 gauntlet run for you. So it did not do the post-credit, the active credit scene, whatever you want to say. My summon is still destroying him in the background. I can hear him. I can hear him go. All right, lots of healing. These are my stats. My summon is still going in the background. The boss is dead, dude. So you can see an hour 47 for this run, which is not awesome, but it is consistent. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, Okay, I was about to say, there is a significant, that's a huge completion bonus. I was about to say, the next build that I'm thinking about showing off might be better for this, but then I saw that massive completion bonus and I'm like, okay, it makes sense to actually, to truly try to get through the full run. He's still going back there. But I was going to say, it seems like even if you don't get through the full run, as long as you can get through as much of it as possible, as fast as possible, that might be worth it. Look at all this crap I got. Monarch, Heat Wave, Infinite, okay. Yeah, you can see there's a lot of stuff that I still don't have, that you just get from play. That's kind of why I like that mode, because you just get stuff. And I don't think I'm gonna need or use any of these rings that I just got. Yeah, but it's nice to just be able to have everything in the game, am I right? Especially if you want to try other builds. This mode is really great for that. And now, oh, Monarch is a DLC gun. I wonder how I was able to get it, because I don't have the DLC. Oh, this is a really good gun too. This is like, yeah, the harpoon. This is another reason I was thinking about buying this game, instead of just playing it on Game Pass, because the chain of command, it is awesome, and then you can just shoot and it like auto, just tracks whatever you're shooting. Like, that's really cool. Really cool idea. The devs, man, the devs of this game rock. They do lots of cool stuff. You can see Larry and I, we made it through, got 145,000 XP or whatever that was, for an hour and a half. And I'm not going to pop all of that on my Prism on this stream, because I don't want to screw my Prism up by accident. And that would be just like hilarious and really embarrassing if I did that on stream. And I'm really distracted while I play on stream, so I'm not going to do it. But I'll probably mess with the Prism now and then show off my other build in a minute. Thank you all for tuning in. Soyboy Gamer on YouTube and Twitch. Have a good one.